People are always saying music don't sound original no more. And I understand that, I get it. But if you really understand how music works, then you'll realize it's always been like this. Let me give you a real example. For anybody that don't know me, I'm Chophouze Jay, producer, engineer, and I'm gonna break this down for you the right way. Music always builds on what came before. You can think of a whole bunch of songs, man, where it's like they sound familiar, but that song might have came from a whole nother song that came from another song. And that's just how it's always been since the beginning of time. That's really like how every genre exists. Like you might take a classical song and give it some hip hop drums and boom, you got a new genre. So that's really how it starts. You got to come from somewhere. Like you can't really reinvent the wheel. You can, but it's going to take you way more time to reinvent the wheel. And it's really unnecessary because art is all about painting the picture in your vision. So when you take an old song and sample it, then you just take it your vision and you are putting your spin on the old art, if that makes sense. That's why you can get somebody that's just like, I know y'all see some of these guys on these TikTok and Instagram videos where a person might be just splashing paint everywhere, but for some reason, they vibration create whatever that picture is, and that's why it's they own art, because it's they vibe. So really, you just blend and stuff to create your own vibe. People like old sounds. They sound familiar to them. You might have heard this song when you was a kid. So now when you hear some trap drums on it, or like you hear any other drums on it than what it originally was, then like it bring back that old memory. Like people brain like familiar stuff. People don't really like to go outside the box. Some people do, but most people like to just stay right where they is. And if the music sound familiar, then boom, it's gonna blend instantly. And then when you hear that old song or that sample, it ain't even gotta be an old song. When you hear that sample, it's just like, oh man, I know that from somewhere, but most of the time you can't even really pinpoint where it come from. And that's the crazy part about it. Say for instance, you get a sample and you slow it down or you change the pitch. That's not like direct sampling. So that's better. That way, like as a producer, you can at least put it out instead of just taking the sample and just cutting it, you know what I'm saying, for 4 bars and putting it on the drums. No, you got to do something to it to really make it sound your own, to make it your art. Other than that, it's just direct sampling. Most of the time, you won't even get that clear. So you want to do like interpolation. So that way, like you can get it cleared and it's still your own without it being an exact copy. Sampling is using the original recording. Interpolation is like you replay the idea, or you change it or stretch it or bend it to your own liking to make it your own. And that's a really big difference in the producing world. What you really want to do is take the sample, pitch shift it, put some flanger on it, or slow it down or chop it. You know what I'm saying? And that's interpolation. That's when you putting your own art on it and putting your spin on it and what's really gonna make it your own. You know what I'm saying? You can use the same notes, the same pattern. It can be, you know what I'm saying, slow it down. Just keep it familiar. You ain't gotta change it all the way up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different stuff you can do to really make it your own. I got the perfect example for you. If you listen to that new 21 Savage song, Step Brothers, I want you to go back and listen to that DMX. What's the name of that song? Stop Being Greedy. So it's the sample, but it's kind of slowed down. You know what I'm saying? It was replayed and slowed down, and they put the new trap drums on it, and it just, you know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite songs right now, that 21 Savage Step Brothers with him and Young Nudie. So something that simple, you know what I'm saying, can just turn into a hit automatically. Like I said, that's not the same sample. It's just the same idea. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of slowed down. So like you ain't even gonna really tell unless you really listen to DMX or you heard DMX. And that, I ain't gonna lie, that was one of the first CDs I got in my life. It wasn't even mine. I think I got it from my brother. I snuck and got it out the CD pack and put it in. And I was sneaking listening to DMX. And I remember that song. I used to play that song over and over. I don't remember what exact album it was on, but yeah, man, that DMX Stop Being Greedy and that 21 Savage Step Brothers. Back in DMX time, long live DMX. I said he a real legend. Music was dark, heavy, full of pressure. Everything was grimy, the New York vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying? You think of Tim boots with the baggy jeans, you know, Velcro outfits, rocking Fat Farm and Boss jeans type vibes. But if you think about it, modern trap do the same thing. Still got the same kind of vibe. It's just slower with cleaner drums, more space. You know, at the end of the day, Interpolation ain't stealing. You're still making it your own art or your own idea. It's just really just translating a feeling. That's what music do. You want to translate feelings. Like you want to catch your vibe, capture it, and put it into whatever recording equipment you got, and boom, have people feel it in your own version. You know what I'm saying? That's what's so crazy about art, and that's what's so good about it. Like hip hop don't forget, it remembers. So that's why a lot of times you will hear old songs being sampled in the hip hop or rap songs, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, man, these songs been sampled millions of times. Like these songs been sampled since the Ice Age, man. You feel me? Like you might hear a song, they might have been stomping and playing this on pots and pans or like on some coconuts in Africa. And then somebody from a rock band or a 50s or 60s band might have took it and sampled it again and put it in their song. And then next thing you know, it pop up in the 90s. So that's just how music works. That's how creativity works. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love the game, don't hate it. You gotta love it for what it is. And all my producers that are, always trying to downplay themselves for sampling, because I know it makes us feel bad sometimes, like we not being creative. Somebody had to make the snare drum. Somebody had to make the bass drum, man. Come on, you can't reinvent the wheel. You just gotta put your own spin on anything when it comes to art, man. That's any kind of art. It's the same thing. If you really understand this, stop saying music sound the same and hear it different. I'm gonna be breaking down a lot more stuff like this, so make sure you tap in with me. Like, subscribe, comment. I don't know, man. I'm not good at saying all that stuff, but I got a lot to teach y'all, so make sure y'all, pull up on me. I'm gonna be putting more content out, and yeah, tap in.